You still got him at fullback?
No, he plays DM.
So you don't play offense at all?
Nah, B-Way son. Mr. Do it all.
I thought he wasn't getting playing time.
He ran the opening kickoff back on Sunday.
Definitely did. He was gone.
Like 60 yards.
Didn't get it from his dad.
I went back to the house. But the thing was, he was throwing the chains. He didn't even celebrate.
He kept it professional.
Yeah,
I'm throwing them chains down.
That was like Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald's dad, the same way. He wasn't right up when he was throwing the Super Bowl. He wasn't cheering for his own son.
I clapped.
Nah, I
He
didn't say
said you just kept that.
it. Was just like nothing. He was just holding the chains.
Opening kickoff?
Opening kickoff.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it was a nice run too. He ran cross field.
To the house. So.
If you're ready, man.
Hey. So we're ready?
He had another one too, didn't he?
He only had one this past week. He had 2 the week before.
Well, the game was over in the first quarter.
24.
All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, microphone check. Hey, this is the world's most popular barbecue talk, barbershop talk, man cave conversation. However you like it or dislike it. This is your heavyweight champ of sports talk podcast. This is your opinionated facts. These are your hosts. I'm back again. This is D-Way. Across from me, we have the red-headed bandit. We call him Red. We got the always highly opinionated Jack Ruiz in the building. We have Mr. Dixon on the ones and twos back here.
Yeah.
We have our producer Dwayne back in the mix. We have our manager Shay over in the building. So now I announced as manager, so now you gotta stay. And we have our special guest in the building with us this evening. We have Kiki and Marcus Jefferson Kiki is a basketball player at Lancaster Catholic who recently just led her team to a state title last basketball season, who is currently being recruited by up to 30 schools. She narrowed it down to about 5, and she's going to announce it tonight. I'm playing.
I didn't even know that. Like, you curious?
I got everybody's hopes up, though.
You got mine up.
No, but welcome, and thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. But this is the Opinionated Facts Sports Talk Podcast. How's everybody's weekend?
Your introduction was terrible.
Cowboys 147. It was a great
this
weekend.
time.
I'll be Mr. Ruiz next time.
I just think I just want to be Brandon. Red-headed bandit? I don't know.
Damn.
I like that.
Nobody calls it.
I think the only reason you didn't like it is because I called you the red-headed bandit.
I mean,
That's a good reason.
Well, deal with it.
Jeez.
We're going to come up with a nickname for you.
Shay,
You
my
can't,
manager.
I do the introduction.
We're going to introduce you after you introduce us.
I do
That's
the.
how it works.
I do
Make
the
the rules
introduction.
up as we go.
Now, you're gonna be whatever name that I choose that I want you guys to be.
I'm thinking about taking my sister, which is our manager, and myself, and just go.
Run the Long Beach.
I think we just go.
That's
That's like 40% of the show.
That's
The
been
kind of energy we're bringing this week now.
He didn't bring no good energy with the introduction either.
We got good energy.
It was
We had
kind
some
of
good
low.
energy this
He
week.
didn't bring a whole lot.
we have an undefeated basketball player in the building. The energy's here.
It's a brand new energy.
It might be now, because you in the introduction it was bad.
Bring your A game.
One of your worst
B,
ones
bring your A
actually.
game.
These guys are killing
Week
me.
12 supposed to get better, man. It got worse.
I thought I brought it.
I think it's the McNabb lip.
Speaking of the Eagles had a big win last Thursday. How about
Yes,
that?
we did. Yes, we did. In the division, big time win.
The Redskins are leading the division. Hey, how serious is anybody taking that?
No, nobody's taking that serious. We know what the Redskins
It don't
are.
matter who's in first place right now.
It doesn't. It's early.
Cowboys just beat the Jags.
Oh, the Cowboys.
47.
I forgot about that. I forgot they weren't even in our division.
We
You guys want to talk about the Cowboys?
You ain't never forget that.
got some guest Cowboys fans in the house.
Yes, we ain't all Eagle fans in here. Got some-
Cowboy energy in here, man.
Listen,
Every
Cowboy
guest is
energy
a
in
Cowboy fan.
Hey, but with our special guest this week, we want to break it down and help and educate folks on just how or just let you know how many sacrifices are made when you want a kid or your child to be successful, whether it's in sports, whether it's in education, whether it's playing the piano, whatever you want. But there's sacrifices that have to be made. And as a coach for the last 11 years and being around my son now, being an athlete, I see parents all the time that don't that want it for their kid more than their kid wants it, and that's a no-no. Support your kid in whatever they want to do, but also we just want to let people know that it's not going to be easy. So there's going to be sacrifices you have to make as a parent. And that's why we wanted to educate you guys today, everybody that's watching the show, and just let you guys hear about, some of the sacrifices that were made for these two and for Kiki to be one of the best athletes in Pennsylvania this year. So, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing good. I'm doing good.
I'm doing good.
Definitely. So, for example, Kiki plays for, she played, I guess you're not playing no more, for the Philadelphia Bells AAU team.
Yes.
And that was out of Philadelphia, obviously. And
Good job.
Good
job, buddy.
Well, people don't know where we're at, so you got to tell them. Like we got.
When you say
You said Philadelphia Bells.
But
you're
listen,
gonna be out of Delaware.
I'm about to bring it all together. They don't practice in Philadelphia.
Oh,
where do they practice?
Ooh, see?
Fun fact.
Now.
Go ahead.
Anyway, we got listeners that listen to us in California, so we have to
We're
understand
in
that.
Atlanta too, so I've heard.
Yeah. So
Australia.
Mate.
All right. So we have to educate these people that we live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia is a 2-hour ride from here.
You said Philadelphia Bells.
You step on the gas a little bit. It's like an
2
hour and a half.
Yeah.
For you, yes, you drive about 55, so you can't get anywhere. I drove behind him after football practice one day. I was upset, like we weren't friends.
Oh,
I
man.
was mad.
What is wrong with driving the speed limit?
You weren't driving the speed limit.
They have
That's
the
what's
speed
wrong
limit
with
for
it.
a reason.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. I'm behind you. Like, this guy ain't even going the speed limit. And what's the point of it being posted?
Anyway,
Anyway, back to Kiki. That's why we're here.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I get sidetracked.
Dad, why, son, just making that sacrifice and driving to Philadelphia once or twice a week and different AAU tournaments, what made you make that decision just to make that leap and just trust that ride and just make that sacrifice?
I think, first of all, it was the competitiveness that they have down in the Philly area as far as just all girls. I knew somewhere locally that, around our way, that there had to been girls that loved the game and also just like to play hard, be competitive, not boys and girls, not co-ed.
Yeah.
As she gets older, she's not going to be on a co-ed high school team or a co-ed, college team. So I just wanted to see, show her that there is girls that have that same energy.
And you guys been doing this for how long?
8 years, I think. Pretty good. Pretty much 8 years.
Jeez.
The traveling team?
Yeah.
All over the country?
Yeah, all over the country.
Wow.
You want to tell them some of the places you've been?
This year we went
Just
to
alone.
Indianapolis, Chicago, DC, Texas. I've been to South Carolina, everywhere.
Jeez. It was mostly flights, I'm hoping.
All
Yes.
flights.
All flights?
Yes.
Hey, I'm
Besides DC, but all flights.
Yeah.
In AAU, their most watched as far as college coaches' view period is July. So every week she was in a different state.
Jeez.
Every 4 days, let's say. 4 or 5 days, she was in a different state.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You come home on what, Sunday, Monday?
Yes.
And get your homework done?
Yes.
And go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday you're flying out again?
Yes.
Jeez. Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you do a lot of traveling in that period with her?
This year.
Just this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It all worked out as far as work and my vacation.
Oh, okay.
That's another
So
thing.
you use all your vacation days.
Yeah, that's another thing that the parent has to learn to work out.
Right.
My wife had to do a lot the last 2 years, so I missed like the Vegas last year. I never went to Vegas. They went to Vegas.
I've been calling in
so
sick.
this year, her final year, I got to go on all the trips. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's another sacrifice that as a parent, I'm only talking parent right now. As far as vacations, they are your vacation. When you have a high caliber player, or she's on a team that travels as much, they are your vacations. And most of them vacations are maybe 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours in the gym. If not 5 at the most.
Right.
Because
All day.
all day.
All day.
You're not just watching your kid. You don't want to go back to the hotel. So you're there, you're going to eat, gonna watch other games. So you're spending about 5-6 hours
In the gym.
Friday and Saturday.
So it's not like Vegas where you're going out to Vegas to hang out in the casino or the pool or something.
Yeah.
You're out there working. And not to mention every college is looking at you. So you got to be, when you're
At
not
least
in the
60
gym.
to 70, yeah.
Yeah. So when you're not in the gym, you're constantly focused and trying to get ready for the next game.
Yes.
See. Whew.
A lot of work.
Me and Red coached AAU basketball this past year, and I couldn't get this guy to drop the running.
I hated it. It was different for me. It wasn't like I do. Even though I enjoyed the kids that we were coaching, my kid wasn't playing.
Right.
He wasn't playing on that team, so it was like, I didn't really have that motivation to drive up there. Like I volunteered or whatever, and it was fine. It was great. We did it, the year before as well, and it is a sacrifice. Waking up early, picking up kids to get them up there. It's definitely a sacrifice, and I only got a small taste of it because we were doing Reading and we didn't really go anywhere else really. Spooky Nook a couple times. We weren't really traveling.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. I think the furthest place we went was Lower Merion. Did we go to Lower Merion?
Somewhere down that area.
Yeah, went to Lower Merion for a tournament. So other than that, we weren't really doing any real traveling. You guys are hopping planes and spending 5 hours in the gym. Brutal.
What go ahead, Jack.
Well, just met you today, and you seem like a very humble person. Do you know how close you are to the LL and District 3 record, like career points?
I am either 182 or 162 away from 2K, and the record is about
It's 25.
yes, so maybe 600 something.
You feel like that is reachable for you?
Yes.
I got to be there.
I got you.
I'm not a guy that watches a lot of girl basketball,
Oh.
but you brought it.
He disrespects
Honestly,
girls.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna be honest with it. I think the last high school girls game I went to before I came to a few of yours was when Ramona and Jenna Filer were playing. So that's back in 04 or 03. And that was the last time I stepped foot in the gym to watch, girls basketball. They were entertaining. And I felt like you brought that back though for me, I'm as a fan, I came BY's oh, let's go see Kiki. I'm like, Kiki? Who's Kiki? And then, he saw, freshman, she starts for Catholic, yada, yada. He got me all hyped up to go, and I went for freshman year, the first time I ever seen you play, and came back to a few more because it was phenomenal. I was like, is she freshman? Absolutely. Definitely brought that back. I will be in the stands for a few games.
We got a question. Kiki. What advice would Kiki give an up-and-coming female athlete? What advice would you give an up-and-coming female athlete?
You can't always rely on other people. You gotta want it more than other people want it. Leave them boys alone. Remember, you're a student athlete. You gotta go to school before you go to practice. So you gotta do your homework before you do the practice. And just be focused. And it's hard growing up as a city kid. It's a lot of distractions, and mostly boys. Everybody, you're worried about a boyfriend. You gotta find that hunger inside of you, and that want and that love for the game, and anything you do, you just gotta find it. And, set a goal and go to it.
That's big too. Like
That's
she
great
talked about
advice.
doing homework. Like she was doing homework on the road,
Yes.
and you could talk to when you had to pick her up at 3:00 and.
Yeah, so on Tuesday for AAU practice, Tuesday and Thursday, I would pick her up straight from school. She would pick her up straight from school and head down to South Jersey. Deal with the 5 o'clock Philly traffic just to get to South Jersey for practice from 7 to 9:30, and then head on back. So when I would get home at 10:45, just to drop her off and then go to my job from 11 to 7.
See, now parents understand that. Like, it's he wasn't thinking about himself there. He was he was making a sacrifice to go out and feed his daughter's love. And you have another daughter in college as well.
Yes, I have an older daughter, Ayanda. That's she plays up at Lock Haven, and she went through the whole process herself. But she pretty much understood the game as far as she took basketball as an avenue to get to her education. So now she's a criminal justice major with a minor in, I think, social.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did with football. Like I didn't see the field much, but I said I helped the team graduation rate. Yeah. But hey, nobody knows that when you're 30 years removed and you say you played on the team and you're going back to all the, because they're all still family members and you all still hang out together and it's still a great fraternity to be in. But yeah, I was definitely not a superstar in the college level.
So,
No.
so what would you say is the best part of the recruiting process that you found that you've enjoyed? I know there's probably parts you don't enjoy.
As far as like official visits or just the whole thing?
Yeah.
On the basketball side, definitely like coaches. You build relationships with people. You see a different side of basketball. I don't think I've ever thought about seeing like these campuses, but family wise, you're on a plane with your parents. I mean, all your work is like shows right there. They're picking you up from your house and paying for your dinner. You see practices. You see everything.
What player would you say you model yourself after? Is there somebody's game that you've always looked at, or like growing up, or now that you would say that's?
I would say my aunt Jody Brooks. She played at Seton Hall. I really like her game. She just don't take a play off. Just went hard, like a dude on the court.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah, she's a dog.
You have another cousin who was nice too, with Tirsa.
Yes. I don't want to play her.
They also played on the same team at McCaskey.
Is it? Yeah, that state title team?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My wife, Kiana, she also played on that team.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I was expecting to hear like Cheryl Swoops. That's what I was thinking when I first seen you play. Like that's who came to mind. But she was like one of my favorite players back when I watched WNBA.
That dates yourself.
Well, it was back, it was back when it first started. Back when it first came
We're all
about.
the same age here, babe.
No, we're not. I'm younger than both of you.
Give or take, man. You're in our age range.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
younger
not-
than both of you.
you're
I
not-
graduated after all of you. After everyone in this room except her.
Okay.
When does the year count? Like nobody
Yeah,
cares. Like,
we're in the
nobody-
same age
We're in the
bracket,
same
man.
age.
It matters.
To you.
You're getting off topic here. We're here about Kiki. Keep telling me.
All right, young man.
Just saying.
And listen to your elders.
My thing is, you're a father that seems like you're involved in almost everything, like the traveling, like you said. And actually, it's funny because I came to the car wash y'all had. I came through the car wash. You were there for that.
Right.
I'm like, this guy's at everything. It don't matter what it is. He was helping out the car wash and everything. And so when she goes off to wherever she's picking to go to school, we wish she would announce it, but it's all good. Don't worry about it.
She will. She will announce an opinionated fact whenever she makes that decision.
And so when she goes off to college, or whatever college she picks, how involved will you be after that? Because traveling's going to be a little different, I guess, wherever unless she's going.
Does that play like a factor? Do you want to stay close to home, or would you rather? Because you said you have it down to 5. You don't have to mention them now, and I don't know if you have publicly, but is it something where you're looking at trying to stay local, or that you're open to anything?
Well, definitely distance doesn't matter. I've
Okay.
always I just want an open door policy. I want to go to coach and be like, hey, coach, like this was on my mind, family. Because I'm be with the girls all the time, so I gotta enjoy the team, really like feel their vibe and all that. But yeah, my parents raised me.
And how's it going to affect you for? Because you're, like I said, you're involved in everything. So as far as when
no,
she goes
I
off,
just-
they're going to be like, I don't have much to do today.
I think that I got enough stuff to do around the house. I just want her to be. I just want her to go where she's going to be loved and where she just wants to be at. You know what I mean?
You're going to plan on being at every game?
Not every game,
not
but
every
most,
game,
yeah, but most of the games,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try my hardest. Right. True. Yeah.
How do you juggle that now with having one playing for Lock Haven, another one playing here?
It's very hard, but with all the different video equipment that they have, and a lot of the games now through a lot of these colleges are online direct, so I can watch a lot of the games. Actually, I go to more of the away games because she plays in the PSAC, so I can go to the Millersville and Shippensburg. So I go to more of the away games than I do go to the home game.
Lock Haven's it's a nice drive up the
Yeah,
road.
yeah, it is. I think it's about 3 hours. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Kiki, is there a reason why you decided to go Catholic? Just out of curiosity. I know your sister played for McCaskey, right?
Yes.
So
I'm a daddy's girl. So he went
don't
to
know that.
Catholic.
See, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to Catholic, and I wanted something different. My mom went to McCaskey. I have a lot of family in there, a lot of friends, and I just like to make a name for myself. So I think Catholic was the best move.
I remember asking you about that. So why she choose Catholic? You couldn't tell me. I don't know. Just wondered if you wanted to go.
I wouldn't know. Good choice.
Yeah, good choice. I was wondering.
You want what 30, 33 and 0 last year?
Yes.
How do you top that? How do you top that this year?
Just we're staying humble and remaining focused. I mean, we're gonna get everybody's best shot, so you just gotta.
You definitely will. Yeah, because everybody's back too, right? Just about.
Yes, we lost one senior.
Jeez.
You owe me $5 too.
What are they?
Because I remember a while back we bet that you said she was going to leave Catholic with 4 state titles.
High expectations. I'm sorry.
They were. And I said 3. I said 3.
You was doubting me.
I did not doubt you. Look, this is before I came to your first game too.
No, but basically you was doubting me.
It was not doubt. I was like, it's tough. You know, she's young. I said 3. I did say 3. I said, I'm going to say 3. I was on your side, kind of.
So if she gets 2, can I give you 250?
We shouldn't bet on that. We'll talk about it later.
You're right.
No.
But with like everything that's going on, like how is it with open gyms and stuff? Are you still good to go there often, or you're on the road from there too?
Well, I take my official visits on the weekends, so I'm there on the I'm there for open gym, but depending on the weather, there's like football's inside, soccer's inside, field hockey. So they're inside messing up our court and stuff. So we're a little upset.
Ain't that a new court too? Or do they always just
Beautiful.
I know everyone's complaining is this a pretty talented basketball player like Dustin there. Their complaint is always they can't get a good run in the area. So is that the case with you? Do you feel that way?
I felt as though I did get a good run, but my dad would beg to differ. I was playing down at Price and fractured my ankle, so
you had the boot on that day.
Yeah.
I was wondering what happened to you.
So I don't think I can get a good run around here. But I play with like all my bros, so I go down to Brightside and play. But it's like, do you go hard or do you relax?
So you find a better run against playing with all males than rather than having 5-on-5 with females.
Most definitely.
Can you get 10 girls to play basketball and just pick up?
Good question.
Hard.
That's tough. I was about to say it has to be tough.
Yeah, it's really hard.
See, I mean, you pick up a good point though. Like, at what cost is it worth playing, like pick up ball anymore? Like, there's a lot jeopardized. Like the Bosa kid from Ohio State, he just said he's not going back to Ohio State no more because he's going to focus on getting ready for the NFL.
That's the right move.
And he's not projected #1 pick. So, like, what's the benefit? Like, is it worth it?
The benefit is that he gets hurt and people forget about him. And
You don't kind of forget about him if you're not playing either.
well, no, because you once you're healthy and you can start working out and get ready for the draft, they come combine time, they're gonna remember who he is. But if you're hurt, you can't fix that. You can't work out. You can't do whatever. Best bet is just.
Were you there when she got hurt?
No, I was not.
She came
I
home
got
with
a
a
phone call.
You got the phone call? Yeah. Probably devastated.
A
I
little
wasn't
mad.
devastated. It was just I just knew with her competitiveness it was going to happen.
Right.
You go down there for a workout with a couple girls, and I've seen it all summer, but just I wasn't there that day, and they was like, Kiki, come on, let's go play 5-on-5.
And she went.
Yeah.
Now, somebody said that they've seen me at Price never playing, and I don't get better. So I'm on the court to show
somebody
them.
called
They called you out.
I thought it was a spring.
Don't
Walked
fall
home,
for it.
it was a spring.
Oh, you walked home on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good.
man.
Next morning, it was big. And he's like, no, let's go to the urgent care. And I'm like, all right, she's just going to say it's sprain.
Yeah.
She's like, hairline fracture. I was like,
Oh,
what?
man.
I was like, whoa.
No surgery or nothing, so that's good.
But you're all good now.
Yeah.
Of course.
Good.
Definitely be careful.
Yeah.
We're all trying to watch you win another state title this year.
Thank you.
But I don't know. Like I said, that's tough, man. At what point do you say pick up? This is the game you grew up loving to play. So at what point is it? Like when we were talking to, we had Dustin on the show, Dustin Salisbury, and like the expectations for you when you do play pickup, like people expect you to dominate all the time because you're you, and you're like, nah, I'm just trying to work on my game, see what I can work on. I'm not here to be the best player on the court all the time. Right. So, yeah, I mean, it's a fine line between that going back and forth. So, moving forward, who was the best girl you think you ever played with?
I would say my whole team is really, really good. You know, we're all going D1, but I would have to
Let's
say.
ask you a better question. Who's the best girl you ever played against?
Okay.
Hold on, wait. Your whole AAU team's going D1?
Yes.
Jesus.
Boy.
Like,
Everybody?
How you just gonna skip over that right there?
I didn't
I didn't know how to.
I'm thinking you're talking Catholic. I'm thinking you're saying
I was
Catholic.
trying to
That's
go
what
to what team is she talking about?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm thinking, Catholic. Oh, she's just trying to get them all. Okay, but
That team, what was that team?
all right, never mind.
You guys lose
Tell me
money?
about
Oh, we
undefeated.
made it Sweet 16 in Nationals. We're not going to talk about that. But our point guard is going to Georgia Tech, shooting guard, West Virginia, another shooting guard, Maryland. A girl that didn't really play with us this summer because she was on the U17 Olympic team, but she committed to Texas. Then we got Penn State, and then we got a 2020 that's going to Notre Dame.
Jesus.
And these are girls that you've played with for how long? Like,
The Texas I played with for 3 years, Georgia Tech 3 years, Maryland 2, West Virginia 1, Notre Dame 1, and Penn State about 5.
And 3 of.
we did just kind of skip over that. I was like,
I thought
she
we were
said that like
skipping
it was
over
nothing.
because
I was
we were
like,
talking about
you
Catholic.
won
I
everybody?
didn't know.
3
Yeah.
of the 12, maybe 12, I think you have on your team, are actually from Pennsylvania.
Jeez.
So they funnel them from pretty much tri-state,
Yeah.
upstate New York,
Man.
D.C., Delaware.
And they drive all the way up for practice too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our furthest one is Amari DeBerry. She's
2021.
2021. She probably will be number 2 in the nation. 6'5".
He's 6'5".
Yeah.
Fun.
Jesus.
Speaking about the USA team, like how was that tryout experience?
Okay, so everybody's going to say it's politics, and
Is that what you're gonna say?
no.
No. We don't worry about it.
When I saw you didn't make it, I said that's politics.
I don't
I'm
know.
biased.
You're biased. Yeah, everybody biased a little bit.
At some point, it might have been politics, but at some point, I do have to sit down and say, did I die for that loose ball, or was I hesitant? Did I take that charge when I should have took that charge? Did I make that one more pass, or did I shoot the ball? You know, did I make eye contact with my coach when I should have? Was I cheering my team on when I got subbed out? You know, so it's not all somebody else's fault, but I gotta take the guilt on myself on why I didn't make the team.
So you just felt like you didn't live up to your standard?
Thinking back now, yes.
Okay. Nerves or?
Oh, definitely not nervous. Just
Where are these tryouts? Where was the tryout at?
Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Jeez.
And these are,
That area was different.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little tired.
It's pretty much invitation only, so I think it's 155 kids.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And how far did you make it down to?
32.
33,
32.
32. Whatever.
So that's probably like
Jeez.
next to the last cut, maybe.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Definitely politics.
See? When I said I'm wrong.
Yeah, you got me now. I'm thinking maybe it was a little home cooking.
No, but how great is that though? Because like you did something that a lot of athletes don't do, and
Right.
and you looked at yourself like, what could I have done better?
A
Rather
lot of
than
people would have made excuses.
Yeah,
Blame everybody else. But when you look within, and you're gonna get better from it and grow from it.
we all deal with, like, we're all coaches for the most part here, so like we deal with kids for a living, and Red does it at the college level, but like it's rare when they point the finger at themselves and say like, what could I have done better? And that coach don't like me, or that coach didn't do this. So no, I think you're mature beyond your years.
Thank you.
That's gonna help out. That's gonna help you out when you get to the next level too.
Let's not skip over my question now.
Go ahead.
Who was the best player you played against?
Definitely Megan Walker.
Megan
She's
Walker.
shooting guard at UConn right now.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you got
She the truth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
She
that
dominate.
So this
was-
is like
she might have been, so she'll be a sophomore.
this is AAU ball. Or,
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
And it's just like whenever she would see her, she checked ball. The funny thing is, whenever she would see her, I don't care wherever she would see her.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it was just a competitiveness,
Right.
knowing that the caliber player she was, and that's where she knew she wanted to get to. So they'd go at it.
I wish I was there for that. Kind of mad I missed out on that.
Red, we normally do this sit down and be humble award. So this week's sit down and be humble award. Hold on, let me cue up our music here. If I can.
Are you gonna dance?
I don't know if I can cue it up, so you might just have to go.
Nah, man, you already said it. I'm not gonna do it until
you promise music.
I'm boycotting until you get the music up for me.
A boycott could be a lot of dead air. Just throwing it out there.
Come on, man.
I can sing it.
Nope,
Sing it.
let's go.
Sit down.
I was gonna give it to Kanye, but I gave it to Kanye like
Since the beginning of the award.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Actually, he was the reason we started it.
Right.
I said, got to do something for this guy.
Right,
So
name it after
I think I
him.
gave it to him a few times, but I'm going to give it to the sheriff's office in Union County, Arkansas.
Whoa.
Yeah. They're accused of forcing people that were arrested to wear Nike shirts in their mugshots. And it was like it was, you got to see this. If you go online. It's on the New York Post. If you go online on the New York Post, it's going to be up there to have all the mugshots of all the people wearing Nike shirts, most of them African American, and apparently the sheriff said that, well, he denied the fact that they were doing it because of the Colin Kaepernick situation and Nike signing Kaepernick. But we all know that's the reason. So yeah, sheriff's office in Union County, Arkansas, forcing mostly African Americans to wear Nike T-shirts in their mugshots. You are the Sit Down and Be Humble Award winners.
And he still has a job.
Yes, still has a job.
They get to keep their job.
Sheriffs always keep their job.
I can't be shocked when they get to.
He's in Arkansas.
He's in Arkansas,
Yeah.
and no one's going to make a big thing about it out in Arkansas. But it was. I looked at all. Looked at all the photos. It's not funny. Looked at all. It's like 20 of them. They all. I mean, all of them. Nike shirt, black Nike T-shirt. You guys stunned by that? How do you feel about
I'm
that?
kind of numb to that kind of stuff nowadays.
You're numb to that?
Numb to a lot of this stuff.
How could you be
man.
numb to that? That bothered me when I seen
It's
it.
Trump's America.
Only reason why I even looked at it is because you've seen all the people with Nike, like you see them, like all black T-shirts. Like what the hell? You pull it up and it's like Nike shirt, and they're all mugshot, and then it says why these are people who are all the mugshots and why they're wearing Nike shirts, and it tells you. And I wasn't numb to that. I thought it was a horrible thing to actually see.
Jesus. All right. Back to our interview here. So, what advice would you give to parents to support their just to support their child and try to make their dreams come true?
One of the biggest things I think I would just tell them to don't push it on them. If they want to go and play any sport or whatever they do, just let them play. You know, after the game is over, don't talk about like on the ride home and just, you know, talk about life. You know what I mean? Talk about life things after the game. Don't keep the game going on after it. So, because she might have had a bad game. Your son or child might have had a bad game. So don't elaborate on it after the game is over. You know, there's more than just sports, I think, in general, in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say just be very supportive.
I'll take your advice.
So as a parent, like, how do you feel about Lonzo Ball? Like, where does he stand on, like?
How do you feel about LeVar Ball?
No, LeVar Ball.
Right. I guess that's how he's. I mean, that's how he's brought up.
There's no right or wrong on that. That's just how he decided.
You can say whatever you want on
Yeah,
here.
no. I mean, I mean, his son and child is used to it, so that's not for everybody's cup of soup. You know, that's not. I couldn't do that to my child. I don't know if a lot of parents will be able to do that to their child. So I'm not one like that. Like I said, once the game is over, we're talking about other things. Talking about life. We're talking about school. How was your day besides this game? You know what's
That's
going
good
on in
advice,
your
though.
life.
'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of times I do go off on my son when he misses a tackle or something like
Great
that.
advice, man.
And
Like hammer mine.
I didn't even think about that. He's already mad, like crying because he lost the game or something or whatever, and I'm on him.
Right,
As soon as that last whistle's blown, I'm on
Yeah.
him. That is good advice.
Yeah.
I should be a little bit. You got me thinking about my whole life now.
Got me self-reflecting. No, he's right.
He is. He's absolutely right.
Look, I had to stay quiet on
It
the
took,
sideline.
it took him to think about it for me to realize he's absolutely right.
Like I do the chain crew for the home games, And my sole purpose in doing that is so I could yell at my kid every time he messes up. Not even yell at him, but like coach him out. The stands
A lot of times we see that's coaching them up, and it's not coming from us.
And don't get me wrong, like you said, during the game, I'll be vocal, but after the game is over, that game is over. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about how your day went in school. Let's just talk about family things.
Take them gems, yo.
It's good that he's there a lot of times. Like our kids play on the same team, and I always say to him, "Nah, let him go, man. It's good." But then he'll be like, "Nah, I can't do it." And then he does it to me, like, "Nah, just let him go." I'm like, "Nah, I can't do it." Sometimes he do, like, okay, you're right, let it go. But we talked about that when we were coaching the AAU team. We used to have parents come out of the stands and go off on their children on the basketball court, and we lost them for the rest of the game. They were never the same.
Right.
They were never the same after that, and we used to ask them not to do it because
and it's hard.
Exactly. They were still like, I can't. I got to say something.
That's something I learned. That's not nothing. That's something I had to learn.
For some reason, like if I say it, if I'm coaching one of those kids and I yell at him and say the same exact thing his dad said, he doesn't have the same disappointment when his dad says it to him. If his dad says it, it's completely different for him. It's like he shuts down. But if he hears from me, it's like, okay, coach.
Right. Because that's how he looks at you.
Exactly.
You're a coach, and he's that that's his father.
And I always forget, yelling at my son that he don't see me as being a coach right now. He sees me as being his dad. That's great advice. So if you guys are listening, phenomenal advice.
Definitely for the parents out there, because I'm not the best at it, and I struggle, and I don't like yelling at him because then he thinks he's getting in trouble, and I'm like, no, you're not really getting in trouble. I just want you to play better, but like I can't yell at you for that. So it's like, but it's tough. So I try to remove myself from the whole situation, but Red don't let me have the time. And,
well, this guy like boycotts practices and stuff, so he doesn't have to see it.
I'm bad. I'm real bad. Like, I need rehab or something. Because it's like I go there and I'm just watching him, which I shouldn't, because I should be watching the team. And everything he does wrong, I want to say something. So I feel like if the coach don't say something, I need to say something.
Right there.
But right there. I'm not waiting.
So I'm not waiting.
And like my wife tells me not to, and my friends tell me not to. So I try, and I go home with headaches because I'm like I'm just bottling all this stuff up.
So you stop going to practice.
Yeah, so I try to avoid practice the best I can.
So were you always that way, or you had to learn to be?
No, it's just because this is my second go around.
Well, okay, all right.
My first go around was brutal. My older one will tell you that.
Jeez.
But then they're two different players. They're two different type of kids.
Yeah,
that's another thing. She loves it. The other one knew it was up. Right.
Who's winning
that's
that
another
one-on-one
thing.
though?
Say it again.
Who's winning that one-on-one though?
Out of us two?
You and your sister.
No, you and your sister.
Me.
Oh, they ain't better than I either.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, we gotta get you out of here, man. I think so.
I don't know what's Dad think. Dad ain't gonna comment, is he?
No, that went viral, so we won't.
My frosty.
Oh, I think I did.
You see
I
that?
think you did. I know you did. Yeah, that wasn't a pretty sight. She just got to remember, I wasn't in my gym apparel.
Excuses.
How do you handle that when your kid's able to finally beat you? I haven't experienced that.
Oh,
yet.
with me being competitive, I am. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't happy. I wasn't happy, honestly.
Did she beat you, or just?
Well, I ain't gonna say she beat me, but she got me on a couple good moves.
That could be just as painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
I
couple
didn't
good moves.
beat you.
We didn't go to 5 or 6.
We didn't finish the game.
Right.
That's how.
But
You
then
didn't lose.
you gotta lose.
I didn't lose.
But he quit.
You gotta set that standard. Hold on. You gotta set the standard first, though. You
Oh, my neck hurt, my knee hurt.
I had to go to work at 11 o'clock.
Oh man.
Did you set the standard beforehand? Like, hey, we're playing till 11.
No, no.
So then
Take
he
the ball.
didn't quit
rebounded,
then.
He gave me a bad pass. I said, check out.
But y'all didn't set the no standard, so he didn't really quit. The game was over when it just. When
He
y'all
said, I'm
walked off.
done.
That's game.
Yeah,
Took his ball and went home.
You ain't lying.
No, you never say yes again. Never say yes again.
Maybe horse, maybe I can do that. I can do horse, Brandon. I can do horse.
Oh man,
Not
that's
one-on-one.
funny.
Physical part, that's the toughest part.
No, I remember watching the video like, oh,
It was serious.
oh man, that's
Step
funny.
backs and couple, it wasn't nice. They weren't nice.
When you're watching, you don't think like you think you can still, I can still cover. And then you get out there, you're like, oh, my body don't move like my mind tells it to. Like, it just don't work the same anymore. Yeah.
Kiki, you have anything like other than sports you do? I mean, other than being this D1 basketball player, and
I like jumping.
you like
Track
jumping.
and field, yes.
Oh,
high jump.
I said
long
besides
jump.
sports stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We can go back to that though.
I like sneakers. I like shopping.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I see you got those 11s on.
of course.
Oh man, those cost a little bit of money.
Oh, you want to get to see? But I like hanging out with family, my friends, just chilling.
You don't watch no TV,
No,
none
I
at
watch
all.
YouTube, but not TV.
Watch YouTube.
A lot of these kids do
A lot
that.
Yeah.
of these kids watch YouTube.
Yeah. Like I canceled my cable because my kids didn't watch it, and I don't feel like I needed to either.
My son watches. I want to block it. My son watches other people play video games on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, my son too. Both of them. Yeah.
And
So
Yeah,
weird.
they'll sit there for like an hour or two, whatever, just watch that, and it drives me up the wall.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to at least play the video game, then let's go do something. I mean, it's crazy. You're going to watch another person play a video game.
That you have.
I thought I was the only dad.
You have this game, and you're watching this guy
It's
play.
like watching film though.
I thought I was the only dad to watch
It is
it.
not
Yeah,
watching
but
film,
they never
man.
put it to use though. It's like, what are you doing watching this video for 2 hours?
At least your kids have the game. My kids don't even have the game. They just watch.
It's bad. So the YouTube's your thing, hanging out with family, but you said you run track while
Yes, I jump.
you jump.
Yes.
I don't want to get confused. I never ran track or
no.
nothing. I don't know.
She's being humble again.
Oh, is it?
How she
Yeah,
did?
elite
How
level
she
of
did?
track?
I think it was your freshman year.
Yes.
Her freshman year, I'm a track fan in general, but I think her freshman year, she were third in the district,
4.
fourth in the district, in triple jump, right?
No, I'm at a 1 district.
Fourth in the state. My fault. And one district gold, and probably practice like twice a week. I'm guessing because basketball, AAU.
Yep.
Yes.
So basically, she was down there playing around with these kids, and and then she didn't do it for the last 2 years, and now there's some girl out in East Bubble, thinking that they're the state title, thinking that they're the state champ.
So are we done with track or?
Oh no, I'm coming back this year.
Hey.
Oh,
Big announcement. That's breaking news.
That's breaking news.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Broke news on Opinionated Facts.
So whoever was the triple jump state champ,
Your days are
Just-
numbered.
just know Kiki is back this year, and fully focused because she won't even need to play.
She didn't even
AAU,
talk
right?
smack. That's us.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man.
Good.
Yeah, he's over.
So track's gonna have her undivided attention. Watch out. You might
Yep.
have another record at Catholic or so.
So with the NBA being back tonight, you got a favorite NBA team or?
I'm a LeBron fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
there we
go.
go.
There we go.
I'm starting to like Isaiah Thomas though.
Oh, come on, stop that.
Wait, the little
And
girl?
he's still
Stop
hurt.
that.
Is he even in the league?
I like
I was
him.
like,
Yeah, he's in the league, play for Denver, pretty sure.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
that's an
Bum.
interesting like.
Bum though.
He ain't been the same since he came back from that hip injury.
You ain't lying.
I
He
ain't
did a
telling you.
lot
I
for
don't.
that 'cause he wanted
Like
to get paid,
he
man.
was phenomenal prior to that, but since he
Right.
got that, he ain't. I mean, he almost looks average.
Well, at that height, it's hard, man.
I mean,
True.
he
It's
looks
true,
average.
So
So
gotta go
whatever the
back up
hip's
that
going
break
on,
stroke
whatever's
for
going
him.
on with the hip, and he wants all that
And he's
money.
older, too.
He's not getting it.
I blame the Cleveland medical
He
staff.
might be
Cleveland?
bagging groceries
Yeah.
I
at
thought that happened in Boston.
Yeah, but Cleveland like rushed him back.
They didn't
Well,
need
you
it.
wouldn't
They
rush
didn't
him
rush him
back.
back.
It was probably LeBron too, man. LeBron's always doing something.
Yeah.
They even
Man.
had a bunch of other broke people playing for him.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, who that?
You blame everything on LeBron, man. Bro, you're a Laker fan. You happy to have him.
I got no more problems with the King.
You probably
He's
rush
the King.
Lonzo.
He's King James.
What
to
you
me
do?
now.
You rush Lonzo back too, right? Lonzo should probably still be out with
I
the
don't
think
torn
Lonzo
meniscus or
coming
whatever he
off
I'm
the
has.
not questioning the King no more. He's in L.A.
Lonzo ain't starting over Rondo.
He's wearing the purple and gold.
Yeah.
Don't he look great in that purple and gold?
No, he doesn't.
Look at that. He
Looks horrible.
He matches Catholic
The
colors.
shorts are all short. You can see the white out the
They
shorts
said that,
now.
somebody said that today.
They're
I didn't see
tiny,
them
man.
yet.
Because his spandex are longer than his shorts.
That's how
I
these
can't
kids
see him
run.
play. Like, he changed up since he went out there. I'm a
Yeah.
LeBron fan, by the way.
See, they brought
I've been
him
to
out
the
to Drake
parade in
concert.
Cleveland when they won.
Yeah,
I was-
Drake hype
I
man.
mean, it was. I drove up there after work by myself, just me. No, I tried to beg somebody to come. Somebody want to come?
Nobody
No one want to
answered
come. All right, fine, let's go. I'm going. So Drove out there 6 hours. All I did was I had to find a parking spot that day, 2.5 miles from where the parade was. Walked over the bridge, stood there, got sunburnt. Got sunburnt like my first time getting sunburnt or something. Stood out there for like 4 or 5 hours waiting for the parade to start. Of course, LeBron held the parade up because he was late.
You got close though.
I was super close enough to shake Kyrie's hand and all that, and it was
Wish you could take that back?
It was no. Yeah, I don't like him no more, but whatever. it was
like
crazy.
He a weirdo, man.
He is strange. He thinks the world's flat.
Right. Everything
But
else.
other than that, he's fine.
No, he backtracked from that.
He did.
You can't backtrack from that.
But he said it.
Yeah, you
can
said
back-
it.
Oh, the
You're
world's
right.
flat.
We don't gotta go
And then
back
6
and
months
see-
later, he's like, oh, well, you know,
Now that I saw,
I was young and dumb. No, you think the world's flat. So, fine.
Look, he's not dumb because he went to Duke.
He went to Duke for 8 games. He didn't graduate from Duke. He's probably
He
ineligible.
didn't even help the GPA like
What are you
did.
talking about? He went to Duke like he played 8 games for Duke, man.
He had to get into Duke.
He
Ben
played
Simmons
8
went to
games.
LSU too, right?
When you're nice, they make sure that you're eligible.
He had to get into Duke.
They make sure that you're eligible when you're nice.
Duke is like an Ivy League.
LeBron,
himself.
look,
You
I'm a
reading about
big time
Zion?
LeBron fan, and he's smart with certain things, like what he did with all his friends and how they all worked for him, and he got all that money surfacing. But he could have gotten to Duke, and I don't think he's that smart for school.
You hear about
Oh,
Zion?
whoa.
Did you hear about
I'm a
Zion?
LeBron fan. I don't think he's that smart as far as school goes, but he could have gotten into Duke because when you're nice, they make sure that you're eligible.
You hear about Zion?
Who?
Williamson, Zion Williamson. I
He
don't really
got-
care about him. No.
I
The
didn't hear about
FBI
him.
came out and said that he asked for money from Kansas.
Oh yeah.
That was just breaking news. B-Way didn't want to mention it.
That was not proven.
You wanna-
It's not proven. It's
and
on
that
his
don't
own
mean
Bleacher
that,
Report.
and that don't mean that Duke paid.
I'm running.
Oh,
with it.
Duke
I'm
definitely
running.
paid
So
him.
okay, hold on. Kansas offers you money. I'm just gonna go to Duke for free, right?
Yes. Would you?
No, I take the
I'd
money.
go to
You wouldn't go to Duke
Kansas.
for free?
I take the money.
I would go to
Kansas
Duke
in
for
an
free.
elite.
You're a
program,
Duke
too.
fan and biased.
You talking like he turned down Millersville and went to Duke. Of course, you're gonna turn down Millersville for Duke, but these are 2 elite
You gonna
programs.
disrespect the Ville like that?
They're not at the Duke's level, man.
Look, bottom line is there's no proof. There was no proof to that. That was just an allegation. There's no proof. You're
Just
innocent
saying.
till proven
If it was about
guilty.
North Carolina, you can run with it too.
Yes, because they always cheat.
Right.
We only cheated that one time.
They cheated a bunch of times making up classes. And
You got kids in there that don't know how to read. Don't go to North Carolina.
Like the program.
Hey,
they just throw
there
people
was story
off.
program. Don't ever say that. Don't do that.
It's bad.
We ball down there.
They got majors that don't exist. But they just give the athletes.
That was look.
That's
You're bringing up old stuff,
Bringing up
man.
old stuff, man.
Bringing up old stuff.
Yeah. They need to take them championship banners down.
Whatever, man. We were talking
Stop
about
it.
before we went on, man. We had the Cowboys energy in here. We talking about that?
Yeah,
Oh,
47.
man.
How about it?
Are they that
You guys
good?
want to talk about the Cowboys? We don't
Are they
really
that
care
good?
to
Or
talk
is
about the
Jacksonville
Cowboys.
that bad?
Let's ask our guests. You want to talk about the Cowboys? Nobody want to talk about the Cowboys. We completely understand if you don't want to talk about the Cowboys.
Being Cowboy fans, we understand. I mean, y'all. I mean, we understand if y'all don't want to. It's fine.
There are a bunch of Eagle fans in here every week.
Big win.
Who they got next week?
No matter. It's
It
a
don't
loss.
matter. It's a loss. Cowboys
Y'all don't know? Bye week?
is the better quarterback.
Now we got the Eagles off the bye week.
Is the better quarterback in Dallas announcing? Is he one of the? Is he in the booth now? Like, how do you feel about Dak versus the Romo argument? Like, you look like you were a Romo guy. He gives the ball to Dez. And as you know, I felt like as an Eagle fan, when Romo dropped back, I was scared.
Something
Like,
about
oh
that.
man,
Something about
this
that.
guy's gonna complete this pass.
Right.
But when Dak, I'm happy. I'm like, oh, they ain't handing off to Zeke. This is great.
Okay.
I don't know how you. I'm saying on Dak, far as him throwing the ball, he's not close to Romo. I want Dallas fans to understand that. So that's why I'm asking you the question: would you rather have the guy that's in the booth announcing plays now, or would you rather have the guy that's out there now?
I like the guy in the booth.
I'm not stressed though. Like you ain't got to worry every time he gets touched that he's gonna break something. Like he's
No,
he's gonna be crippled.
that was
like,
toward the end of his career, and he did
that's when he's
become
done
a little
though. That's
unhealthy.
when Dak took over.
Right, but he was healthy the following year when y'all could have signed him or could have kept him, and chose not to.
Till he got hit.
And while how you can't see into the future, you know what's going to happen to that guy. He could led y'all to the Super Bowl, but instead we got one.
You're right.
By we, I mean the Eagles.
Yeah. One.
Hey, that's all
We'll
that
take
matters.
one.
That's all that matters. I got to go.
In
to
the last
Ravens
20 years,
second
we
round.
got one. Y'all got 0.
All right, because history stops at 20 years.
But that's not what I'm arguing about. I know we're the Super Bowl champs. You know we're the Super Bowl champs. I ain't got to talk about that. I'm talking about would you rather have that quarterback? Well, number one, you got rid of Dez, which is stupid. But
We're about to sign him again. Like $20.
They have to.
$20.
Now, they have to because they figure out they don't have nobody to throw the ball to. But my point was, Romo is obviously the better quarterback. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Check out this conversation.
Why?
We're talking about the
No,
Cowboys.
they want to talk about the Cowboys. We want to talk about their flaws. We got to talk about them being good. They're not good.
We're not talking about the Cowboys.
Why not?
They're got a losing record. They're not relevant.
We got
They're
losing record.
Just like 3.
500. Okay, I'm sorry. 500.
It is a losing record.
We just got done with our preseason.
You're
so
still not
remember-
relevant.
But that's neither here nor there, man. Let's talk some
Anyway,
NBA,
back to Kiki. This
Kiki the Dallas fan?
I know, but we just want to get we just want to get attention off of the Cowboys right
Oh,
now.
okay. We'll go back to Kiki then. Fine. Russian topics.
Yeah, just
He's in a rush today, fellas.
We got time.
Go
We got
ahead.
time in the
Ask her
world.
what you want.
All right. After winning a state title last year, what's your motivation this year going into the season?
Personally, it's my mom. She has been diagnosed with cancer, so I play every game for her, do whatever I do for her. Team wise, just let's get it back to back, like Drake said. So we want to show people what's possible. We're a little
Definitely.
private school going on the mat.
Man, well, we'll definitely keep your mom in our prayers too.
Thank you.
here.
Definitely keep your
That's-
mom in our prayers.
Thanks.
Shoot. I mean, that's the big one because you got to keep everybody focused right now and dialed in and not be complacent.
What's the winning streak at right now?
32 and up.
What, even from the previous season?
Yeah, we lost the last.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah, they would have had to lose the last game.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he had to be
Coming
way
into our
man.
senior
I had to be
Yeah. He had to be way
I was
man.
looking
I had that
at
McNabb moment. I was throwing the ball in the dirt. My
83
bad.
and 7 from freshman to right now.
Hey, B, you know who
What
that
is
is.
it?
That's McNabb for
83
you.
and 7. I mean, yeah, 83 and 7.
83
From
and
freshman
7.
year till now.
83 and 7.
83 and 7 in her career.
Listen to that, folks.
In the high school
83 and
career.
7.
One more year left.
Jesus, I mean,
83 and 7, and she's like 84 and 7 because she beat her dad 1-on-1.
So this is a big year. So you break 2,000, you'll get 100 wins. I mean,
She trying to break 2,500 though, right?
Do you have a
Yeah.
couple goals though? Like that one of your goals? Obviously to break that record, the 2,500 record.
Yes, I just want to make my team better, and I want to win the state.
But you want to break the record?
Yeah, looking towards it.
But no.
I mean, I just
I mean, that
wonder.
record's been around for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the woman still around, Margie? And the one
Yes.
she's still around?
Yes.
You met her?
No,
Oh,
she
okay.
comes to when we play Columbia. She goes.
Oh, okay. It would be nice if she was there if you were in the middle of breaking her record. That would be a thing to see.
I think I should get the $5 if she breaks that record and forget the four
Yeah,
state
nothing to do.
titles.
I never said she wouldn't be the leading scorer in LL.
I know, but like it like doubles up. I feel like I should get that.
No,
We'll
you said
talk
4
about it off air.
titles.
We'll talk about it off
All right,
air.
okay,
We'll
we'll
talk
talk
about it
about
off
it
air.
off air. I'm getting my money.
No. So who's the biggest competition out there this year?
Team wise,
Yeah, like who's gonna be one of your toughest opponents?
probably Bethlehem Catholic. We played them for the first time in like 4 years.
Yeah.
So we played them home. Probably Bethlehem Catholic, and then when we get to states.
That's another thing that's beneficial to you guys. I know last year played one of the toughest schedules too. Like you guys were in Philly for a game and traveling and playing some of the top teams in the state. That comes with the territory, though. I guess that comes with people that want to play against you and they hear about how good Catholic is. And it's good that you guys only lost one person because now you're battle tested. And hopefully everybody stays humble and keeps grinding and y'all bring a second one to Lancaster.
I got a question for you because a lot of the better players out of Lancaster usually go off and play at some private school. Like I know Lamar Patterson did it when he went to Jersey and played or whatever. You never had that itch to go somewhere else, and you stayed obviously, which is great. But I know we talked about it before about her leaving Catholic and going to play for just a bigger school, more talent around. Like the LA League's not stacked with talent, obviously, but. Did you ever think about that, and why did you stay if you did?
No, because I mean I grew up in the city, so why leave and bring? No, but my AA team helped me out a lot. So like the coaches that see me throughout the summer, if I really showed them an interest, they would come and watch me during school. So yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things for kids that either transfer, go to a private school, or go to a school like Lamar did
Yeah.
for the national schedule. being with her that she didn't have to do that only because of her national
Right.
AAU team. So it does.
So you
I
think if
see
she
what
wasn't
you're
playing, she might have left?
Right,
Might have.
right.
All right.
Were they trying to recruit you?
Yeah.
Those-
Private school.
Does she know? No. But yeah.
That's crazy. So anyway, let's get to a sports topic that we were talking about that's non-cowboyish.
Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, boy.
No, stop it. All
You
right.
try to throw slander at us.
I'm not
before
trying
the
to
show-
slander the
before-
guy,
No,
man.
no.
ESPN
we're off that.
put it
No,
on Nerd.
We're off that.
Patrick Mahomes? Talking he's still the real deal?
B-Way tried to throw slander at us about the WNBA. Because
Yes,
That's a
now I
great
got
topic.
Some,
Let's
now I got
do
some
it.
defense here with me.
Let's do it.
I'm just saying.
First of all, my biggest thing with the WNBA was they don't generate a large amount of money. There's no secret. I mean, I'm just giving the facts here. So I know as far as he's a teacher, and he's always about more pay, and I always tell him, well, where does it all come from? Like he doesn't generate anything. No disrespect to his career, don't generate anything. So these WNBA players are looking to get more money out of the NBA, but they're not selling out stadiums. They're not selling a bunch of tickets. I'm all for them getting paid. I'm just wondering, where does it all come from? If they want that money, where do they go to get it? What can they do better to promote games, and what can they do? Jenna Fowler's gonna kill me for this, but I gotta know.
I mean, that's the best way he put it, and I think he did that out of respect for you.
I did not.
That's the way you said that.
That's the
before.
same way I said it before.
The disrespect that he showed towards WNBA. Both of you
I didn't show you
were
this.
wrong.
I felt some type of way because they were checking other people's pockets.
Well, yeah, when you're doing the
You
same
don't
job
need
as
to-
somebody
no one else
else
the same
and you're
job.
getting paid less,
There it is right there.
But they're not doing the same job.
they're
But
doing the
they
same
are.
job.
It's a
They
billion-
work out just like the boys.
Yes.
They play just like the boys.
Yes.
But then what do they generate?
Exactly.
Like the boys.
But they're working.
See, no one wants to bring that part into it. Where
But they're
we're,
working.
I
if you
respect
can go
the
out and get
fact.
a $2 million, I'm all for it. I'm not against it. I'm just saying, where would it come from? If the ticket sales, I mean, I watched a playoff game. They were playing in like a high school stadium. I mean, it was
not-
tiny.
It was not a high.
We talked about it. It wasn't an arena. It wasn't an arena.
Yeah,
It wasn't no
they playing at
20,000.
They play at Georgia Tech.
Well, I think it
and
was
all
Washington.
George Washington.
Might have
Yeah,
been.
and it couldn't have been more than 5,000 people there. So,
Look,
how do you pay these people?
that. No.
Oh, go ahead.
I think it is because when you watch men play, it's a lot of one-on-one basketball. When you watch females play, it's team basketball.
it's a much better
It's
game.
about what you want to watch. Do you want to watch the nicest move, or do you want to watch somebody get the job done?
What I'm saying is because you sell tickets by playing sound basketball, I
In
guess.
today's world, no. Everybody's about the oohs and ahs.
But
Right.
like,
So,
something I never understood because the WNBA started out on a great. Like I was a fan. Like,
exactly.
when they
Got the Lobo,
when the
Lucy
Houston
Lobo.
Comets.
were doing their thing, I was making sure I was in front of a TV when the Houston Comets and New York Liberty played.
But they were entertaining to watch.
They were entertaining, and nothing has
you were like
changed.
12 too.
No, so what? I could have been watching something else. Nothing. I could have been playing a video game. Like nothing has changed as far as the product. How did it just go down like that? And the players are getting better.
I
You
don't
got the
think
Maya
it went down.
Moores.
I
You got
think,
the
I think your
Something
elevation of what you're watching in the boys game.
no, because Teresa.
Went
If
up.
Teresa Witherspoon's playing right now, I'm watching it.
I honestly watch more girls college
Yes,
I
basketball
am.
than I do. I watch
Being
more
honest.
girls college basketball than I do
I don't know why it doesn't translate. to
NBA,
when I watch-
WNBA.
Who's the girl?
But
that
why
plays-
is that?
Who's the girl that
They
plays
have the
NBA?
entertainment factor. They have the tournament.
Well,
They
I
have
told you,
UConn's
it's
always on
the-
an 80-game win streak.
Rebecca Logan, I think.
Skylar Diggins. When Skylar Diggins was at Notre Dame.
Yes.
Watch. She plays for whoever now. I don't care.
No one knows who she plays for now.
I don't.
You
care.
know she's
Like,
in
I
the
don't
league.
know why it doesn't
But who does she play
translate.
for? You know what she plays for?
Exactly.
She got hurt.
Exactly. Nobody knows. You know why?
She did
But
get
if you
hurt.
to ask somebody where does she play, where does she play? They're gonna say Notre Dame.
But that's not on us.
You're gonna say where
That's
Maya
what-
Moore play. You're gonna
that's what I'm
say,
saying.
you know what you're gonna say?
That's what I'm saying, though. They don't get
Brianna
the same.
Stewart, UConn. We all know.
It's the same
But
thing,
where do
though.
They don't
they
get
play?
the
Where
same-
do they play now?
They don't get the same
You know what?
promotion as the NBA.
Thank
Because-
you. Right
You know
then
what I'm
and
You
there.
know
saying?
why they don't get the same promotion?
Why?
Because nobody cares.
If it was on ESPN, y'all would we
Isn't
watch
it
it.
on
It's on ESPN now.
No, but it's not like every game.
It is weird. The WNBA finals just sneak up on you every
Yeah.
year.
They do. They do sneak up on you.
That's
Thank
not my
you.
fault.
But I'm
I
so
tune in
tired of
game
seeing.
three.
I'm
But
tired
you
of
see
seeing.
NBA finals everywhere.
You know what it
The
is?
Well, I mean, Kmart is
Because
right there.
Damian Lillard and LeBron James won't show up for a game, but they'll do a commercial saying they watch it.
Yeah, I mean that's what it comes
You
down
know why?
to.
Because they don't watch it.
Yes.
And
Well, they should.
why would we support it if they're not supporting it?
And I think we got a comment from Coach Glover. Dallas, he says.
We're off that.
No.
We're off that.
So
You're
somebody
late.
knows where she plays at. What is it?
Oh, I didn't know
Dallas
that
Biggins.
had a team.
Oh,
He
no.
plays in Dallas. My bad. I didn't know that's where he was
Dallas
going.
Biggins plays for
See, I
Dallas.
still didn't know where he was going with that.
Dallas, what? What's their
That's why y'all didn't wanna know.
Nobody knows.
I don't know what
Wow.
Dallas
Does
team
Philly
is.
have a team?
Dallas
I don't
what?
know?
Philly don't have a team.
Oh, they should.
They
How many
should.
teams are in WF? 8 or 10? Something like it's like.
Nah, they're like in the mid-teens.
It's not the point. The point
Nah.
is,
Well, it's a
You
point.
can't tell me they're the Dallas what? You can't even tell me that.
so what?
You don't support the WNBA like you say you support the WNBA, man.
I don't, but I support equal pay for people
Nah,
doing
it
the
can't
same
be
job.
equal, man. It can't
Oh,
be.
really? So Breonna Stewart and Maya Moore should have a 5-year contract for $150
Yes.
million.
They're the best at what they do. They should get paid.
They should get
and stuff.
$150
Never
million.
run a business, no?
Not because she's not a woman. I'm saying
Because of what they generate.
no, the WNBA may not make $150 million as a whole in a year. No disrespect to the WNBA, but if you think about it, I wish I could look it up on my phone.
Wings, the Dallas Wings.
Dallas,
Great.
They're not even trying with their name.
Do you think?
They're not even
Do you think the WNBA makes $150 million a year as a whole? So then, where would you pay that? Like, where would you get that money from?
they could share revenue with with the regular NBA?
That's where
And their pay goes down.
Opinionated facts ends, man.
Their
Their
pay,
pay would go down. Obviously, their
you
pay
can't
would
have
go
my
down.
opinionated facts.
So
and
the
go
men have to.
lose some money.
Why?
But why should they lose money? They work just as hard as the girls.
It's sad that
It's evening
a
out.
bench player in the NBA gets paid more than a
Sad?
star player.
I'm
That's
not
terrible.
saying sad. That's
That
just
is terrible.
business. It's
He's
a
sitting on the
it's a
bench.
$1 billion industry.
What is he bringing in?
He's not bringing anything, but his team is.
Team he's on is bringing in a lot of money.
Team like I forget.
And now they're wearing the
player
logo,
was.
like the wish and all that. They're getting all that. I mean, they
Danny
get-
Gonzalez wrote Kiki is a beast. Can't wait till she's in the WNBA.
That's my bro.
I might
That's
start
my
watching
bro.
that.
Hopefully making more money than what they're making now, right?
well, hey,
We'd be watching them.
4 or 5 years from now. See, that exactly. I would watch every
That's the
game.
thing, and I mentioned that last
He's
time.
good.
There's no name. There's no. I forget what I said. It was like.
There's no.
Like you
no
said,
Cynthia
Kobe's
Cooper,
daughter.
Cheryl
Kobe's daughter
Smith.
played in WNBA. You could look forward to it and be like, well, LeBron's daughter.
But there's also
names.
exactly
There's no names.
that
in
would
it.
help out a lot if we had another star that's in the NBA where their daughter played in the league.
That's
Who's not going to want to watch
It's
that?
not terrible.
It's terrible.
But who's not going to want to watch
Look, we
that?
gotta
Oh, but
wrap
then
it up,
LeBron
man.
will show up to a game. He wants to do the commercial because he'll be in the stands. He'll be courtside.
We gotta get out of here, man.
We got to go already.
Yeah, man.
I had more
Just
questions, man.
Well, Kiki got school tomorrow.
Oh,
Right.
you know what? I forgot she's in school. I forgot. Like, my bad.
So we definitely gotta let her get out of there. But yeah, we truly appreciate both of you for coming.
Thank
Thank
Hey,
you.
Alex Cruz said Kiki is the GOAT.
That's my
Wow.
Get
bro.
to bed, Alex.
Hold on. Hey, we got gifts for him though. We got opinionated facts gifts. Talk. So I don't. So I
Hey,
can get
don't
up
worry about
there.
it. You can get up, man.
Thank
We got
you.
this. You're the only person who can talk.
Yeah.
Like, come
Mr.
on, man.
Well, I don't even know what the gift is.
Red, you did tell.
I
You
think
did.
the gifts are shirts, right?
Oh.
Hey, let's go tell the gift.
Oh. he asked
him
me.
with
He
it.
set me up. He asked me.
You didn't have
I'm
to
just
answer
telling
me,
him.
man.
I said I thought. I didn't know they were for sure. But this is groundbreaking. The first gifts we ever gave out besides the tickets.
Definitely, this is the
And they
first
ain't have
gift.
to win these.
Thank you.
Hold it up so you see what it look like. What it look
Daughter.
like?
Y'all
Thank
those,
you.
those are the only ones that exist. We don't even have those.
Wow.
So
Yes, we don't even have them.
Thank you.
appreciate you guys coming through.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
We wish you would announce those 5 schools, but we're not going to force you to.
No. She's gonna come back when she makes her announcement. When she makes the top one.
All right, I'm just saying I'd like to know the 5, but beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, keep up with Dad on Facebook, man. He's going to and he posts every trip, and I'm watching like, yo, this is a dope experience.
Yeah, it's great.
Well then,
It is.
I'm at it. I will friend you before you get off the elevator.
No, but definitely, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. We support you. We're following every step of the way.
Thank you.
You're representing the city well. You're representing your family well. We're definitely proud of you. Proud to say you're from Lancaster.
You're the most humble like high school star I've ever been
you.
around. I promise.
Thank you.
I mean, it's phenomenal to see, but I just want you to let you know that.
Thank
Dad's here.
Yeah, but still, man. Every time
that you could credit the father for that, maybe.
Good parenting.
I mean, if I say it to her, he should be like, "Oh man, that's a great comment." So he already takes that credit.
You're right. You're right. But thank you again. You guys have any shout outs before we get out of here?
Nah, man. Shout out Lancaster Catholic basketball.
Another state title.
Right.
And football and basketball, maybe.
Hey, that's the plan, man. Hopefully we can do that as well. You guys got any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out before you get on out of here?
Shout out to my mom. It's for Ma. That's her hashtag.
Shout out, Mom.
Mom's in our prayers.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Definitely. Other than that,
I have a quick shout out to you.
for me,
Yeah, Red over here said you don't generate nothing. I think you generate the workers of the mall.
Nah, that was
You generate the workers of the mall paying taxes, right?
man.
You're right,
Listen,
you're right,
yo,
teachers.
that's
You're
a
definitely
conversation
right.
for another day. But he don't generate nothing. He costs the taxpayers.
oh my God,
No disrespect.
All
the
disrespect
wonderful
when you
kids,
say
the
that.
wonderful kids of York City that I love. I just had homecoming last week, and I went to my first homecoming as a teacher. That was a pretty nice experience, man. Seeing your kids dress up and dance and have fun, and you see them in a different type of atmosphere. And I took my wife, and they got to see us in a different type of setting too.
Y'all dress up too?
Well, I'm always suit and tie. when I
And
go
shorts.
Yeah. But anyway, we gotta get out of here, man. It's late, and they give the tensions when you late at Catholics. I know how it goes. They be knocking the football players out. Definitely. Ain't nobody say anything else?
Nah, man. Go ahead and say your thing, man. Get us out of here.
All right.
All right, stay laid up, stay prayed up. You know what I mean?
That's what
Yeah,
the old
definitely.
folks gotta say.
Definitely. Hey, when I'm out, y'all better deliver that message well too. So everybody listening, make sure you stay laid up, stay prayed up, stay out the way, and listen to what some old folks got to say. See you next week. Peace.
Is he trying to-